All right, let's bring in Trump 2024 National Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. Karoline, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. Listen, I know in political races and primaries, you never count a victory until you actually have the race and count the votes. But Donald Trump's up by 30 points. Is the campaign making the pivot away from Nikki Haley, forgetting her, and actually just focusing on Joe Biden right now?
Yes, we are 100% confident that President Trump will have another big victory in Nikki Haley's home turf of South Carolina tomorrow night. And then our focus will turn 100% on defeating Joe Biden and the radical left Democrats in November, who are completely destroying this country. They've opened our border to an invasion of nearly 10 million illegal people. Joe Biden's tax and spend policies have decimated our American economy. President Trump is the leader that the American people trust to rebuild our economy because he did it before. And we also need to restore peace around this world. President Trump is the peace president, the first in the modern era not to get us into new wars. That's why voters from Iowa to New Hampshire to Nevada to South Carolina tomorrow night, you will see, trust him to deliver on those key and important issues, and they will trust him in November as well.
Can you give us a date when the Trump team expects to secure the needed delegates? The 12-15 is the number thrown out. I know that the Trump camp has modeled when they might reach that number. Mm-hmm. Can you just give us the date at which you expect to reach that number?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at mid-March, definitely after Super Tuesday. We are very confident that President Trump will be on his way to achieving the number of delegates that he needs to be the official nominee, not just the presumptive nominee. And at this point, it really is mathematically impossible for Nikki Haley to catch up. She lost by more than 30 in Iowa. She lost by double digits in New Hampshire, despite spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting Democrats to switch their party affiliation to vote for her. She lost to literally none of the above in Nevada. And again, she's due for a big loss in her home state of South Carolina tomorrow night. And the road ahead doesn't get any easier for her. President Trump is winning in every single Super Tuesday state by more than 40 points. So we're confident by mid-March he will have the delegates necessary to be the official nominee. And then we really hope that Nikki Haley will get on board with the rest of the Republican Party, who is already unifying behind President Trump. So we can focus 100% of our time, attention, and resources to defeating Joe Biden.
It's expected to be March 12th at the earliest, based on the latest modeling.
Yeah. Well, Karoline, your boss is doing really well in the poll numbers. He's strong. The problem, though, is Joe Biden still has a cash advantage. At the end of last month, Biden had more cash in hand than Trump by about $25 million. And listen, Donald Trump does a great job at getting paid media, free media. But you're going to have to start raising more money. Are Republican donors going to come home, those who've been sitting on the sidelines or those who have been given to Nikki Haley? Are they going to come home to Trump? Are you going to be able to close that gap with Joe Biden?
Absolutely. And we're already seeing many of those donors turn to our campaign, recognizing that President Trump is the nominee in this race, and he's the best candidate we have to defeat Joe Biden. We are also proud to be backed by millions of hardworking patriots across this country. The average donation of our campaign is less than $100, and that speaks a lot, especially in these economic times where Joe Biden's impact on the economy has really hurt hardworking people. They are still giving what they can to support the former president because they want him to be president again. And we don't just see that in the fundraising, we see it in the polling. President Trump leading Joe Biden in nearly every single battleground state, nearly every single general election head-to-head matchup. It's Joe Biden who should be worried about where his support comes from. We know he's owned by the globalist elite and the big tech entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley, but we have the American people on our side, and we're very confident about that.
Well, Nikki Haley outraised Donald Trump in January. It wasn't just Joe Biden. That's worth pointing out. I asked someone, what should I ask in speaking to you today? And the response was, fundraising is important, but what is the Trump campaign going to do about legal ballot harvesting, mail-in balloting, and early voting? Mm-hmm. What is your plan? Is it going to all fall on the RNC with Chris LaSvita, Laura Trump maybe going into the RNC after South Carolina? But what is your plan? Because if there is no plan, another loss is in the cards.
It's a great question, and we absolutely have a plan for election integrity. It's a question we receive from voters on the ground here every day. I'm at CPAC today, and I've had many voters come up to me and ask me this exact same question. Rest assured to the American people, the Trump campaign will be working hand in hand with the RNC to ensure election integrity and ballot measures across this country. And we're encouraging and educating voters. If you have early voting in your state, like South Carolina does right now, if you live in South Carolina, you can get out and vote tonight. Don't wait until tomorrow. We have to play by the rules of the game until we can get President Trump back in office to push for same-day election integrity, no mail-in ballots, paper ballots, and mandated voter ID across this country. But for now, we have to play by the rules of the game. So if you live in an early voting state, get out and vote early. We'll be ensuring that we have armies on the ground in every single county across this country to ensure the vote on November the 5th.
And I'll just note that on the campaign fundraising side, Republicans didn't raise any money online with small dollar donors. That all happened with Donald Trump. He's built a mammoth connection with the American people, and those small dollar donors are incredibly important. Karoline Leavitt, thank you for being with us, and good luck in South Carolina.